single run. So 11 minutes, 30 seconds, and Munoz in the shotgun with Brock right next to him. Probably 95% of the plays tonight. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to get this pass over to Eloy Lopez. He's going to get a first down on that. And we're seeing some tough punches thrown there by Las Cruces. Hunter Parmeter Jr. for Cruces trying to punch that ball out. And, I mean, that was pretty brutal.
That might be a part of their repertoire is, try to get turnovers and just hit the ball while they're still running. So we'll have to watch out for that.
So the Cavemen going to need to hold on to that ball a little bit more. One of the things they had trouble with earlier in the season was holding on to it. Having ball safety was not in their strong suit. They're going to need to have it tonight against the Bulldogs. Here's the handoff to Wright. Wright going to get a few yards on that one. Looked like he was going to get stopped before the line of scrimmage. Ended up with about 3 yards on that play. And that's everything you've got right there. I mean, Cruces is right on you immediately. And right now, so far, the Cavemen with only positive yards on each play, the first few plays. So 10 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock on the 0-0 game. The Cavemen trying to attack and score first. Marley Munoz has an absolute gun for an arm. We've seen it this year on the move. The drop back doesn't matter. He can let that thing fly. Here's a short pass there. Nice pass to Braden Flores, but it is dropped right out of his hands to the senior. That one would have been possibly a first down for the Cavemen, but instead they're going to be at a 3rd and 7 situation, Ruben.
Yeah, Flores is a junior.
Oh, junior. Okay. Well, that's encouraging. He's a big boy, and he's a solid player on this team.
Well, we've got Marley as a junior coming back. Of course, you've got McKibben. You've got
Brock Wright.
Several players that are going to be the backbone of this team next year.
One of the things I'm hoping can replenish is the O-line. The O-line's been really good this year. Here's Munoz. He's going to fire this one over the top to Bobby Castañeda, who doesn't secure the catch. That would have been probably about good 30 yards or maybe more had he caught that one.
Yeah, because
he had a chance.
He had open field for sure, and maybe that's what happened. He was looking up the field as he was catching it instead of just making sure he had the ball in his – because he's usually a sure-handed guy. So I guess they're going to have to punt now.
Well, and with talking to some of the football players at the varsity level, that is one of the things that does come into play. The first play of the game. Here's a snap for the punt. Nice punt that was kicked by Bobby Castañeda. This one a good bounce for the Cavemen, and it's going to be downed at about the 28-yard line. So a solid punt there by Bobby Castañeda, using every single bit of his athleticism to make it right there. Right there. He probably had to get about a good 2 feet off the ground to get that ball.
Coach Zembran's watching. He might be, trying to recruit him for basketball because, that was like a alley-oop pass.
Very impressive. 10 minutes, 9 seconds on the clock, and Cruces already forcing the Cavemen to hand the ball over.
So we have 3 trips on the left side. So they've got plenty of receivers ready to go.
So we got a receiver in motion. They're going to drop him back. That's number 2, Francisco Winnikoff, and he's going to get the first completion or catch the first completion of the game for about 2 yards on that play. So it's going to make it 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Cavemen offense talking with Coach Norman on the sideline to get a game plan for their next round.
So Gunnar Guardiola, that would be their quarterback, right? Number 12.
It looks like it. Senior for the Bulldogs. He is supposed to be really good. There and a completion for down. That one goes to Francisco Winnikoff. I don't think that's any coincidence. These two are going to be linking up tonight as much as possible.
And tackled by Lennon Annan's also the kicker.
So it shows on the stat sheet that Gardolia, the senior, has played in all 8 games. He has 94 completions out of 141 attempts. He is a really efficient passer, according to his stats. Now here comes the snap, and The handoff there is going to get them a first down and some change, looking to get a touchdown here. And he's finally going to get pushed out at around the 8-yard line. But a solid run there by number 22. That's Daniel Amato. You can see right there a big offensive.
Yeah, you see the tackle him right there would have just probably been 5 yards less, but he tried to.
Morrow carry there, the senior has played in all 8 games, 114 carries. He holds a lot of the load here for the Bulldog of the run game. Here's the snap. They're going to hand this one to Amar well, and he's just going to march this one in, Ruben. This tough thing to watch there on that drive back. Easy strides there for Amaro.
Yeah, they had started off with a couple of pass plays to kind of loosen up the defense a little bit, and then went to their running game and made it look easy.
All right, so with 8:43 seconds left here in the first quarter still, the Bulldogs march it in for 6, and they're here for the extra point. The kicker tonight for the Bulldogs, Manny Esparza.
Lefty.
Yeah, and we don't see that very often. Here's the snap, and the kick is off. This one is good for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs starting things off hot, 7-0, and they will get to at the half. And Ruben, we talked about it already before. As much as you hate to even think that way, they have put teams away at the half. The Cavemen do not want to fall victim. The Marley Munoz show, hopefully starting up here very, very soon. He has been very good for the Cavemen, and the weapons that he has tonight are plentiful.
But difference between right there, scoring a touchdown, and us not scoring a touchdown is just that Bobby Castaneda may be looking upfield and saw all the open field. You know what I mean? So he catches that one and the drive continues.
Exactly.
I think if we can just chip away getting first downs, we can try to at least score and keep ourselves in the game.
Absolutely. So in other things going on right now, 1-0 game for the Dodgers. Dodgers leading in the top of the third in the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's 8 minutes, 43 seconds in Carlsbad as the Bulldogs look to kick off. Back to the Cavemen. They have been here on special teams, Ruben. That would be a big difference maker if they can pick up some points on special teams tonight in some capacity.
Oh, for sure.
So here's a catch in Leos again. He's going to do better than he did last time, already at the 20, now getting pulled down at the 23-yard line. So about 10 yards better than he had on his first return, and that's going to get the Cavemen started. Looks like they are going to spot this one at the 23-yard line exactly, and it's going to be Cavemen offense, hopefully, who strikes next. Ruben, what is it going to take for this Cavemen offense to score against this tough Cruces defense?
Oh, I think like what they were doing on the last drive, you know what I mean? Chipping it away with a few little pass plays and then a little dose of Brock Wright, have them just key on one person, and I think they could do it.
All right, so right here, looks like Munoz handed it off to Brock Wright. A little bit of miscommunication. It felt like they were running in the same direction, kind of right on top.
Was that a flag? They have pink flags?
And it looked holding call on the offense, so the Cavemen getting a bad break there. 8 minutes, 29 seconds here in the Cavemen. The first penalty of the game coming against the home team. Pretty big loss there. So a 10-yard penalty there. The Cavemen are going to have it at 1st and 20, backed up to their own 13-yard line. Not an easy thing to go up against right here, especially against the number 1 team.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get negative yards.
So here's Munoz going to hold on to this one himself. He's going to get taken down for negative yardage yet again. This Cruces team very quick to let us know that they are meaning business here early. Night here in Carlsbad. 8 minutes remain here in the first quarter. Cavemen with 2nd and a mile to go. And they're going to put this one. They lost only just, no, they didn't lose any yardage there. So they got back to the line of scrimmage. Cavemen taking a bit of time there. Still 12 seconds left on the play clock. Guys still getting set. 8 seconds left on the play clock here. Munoz getting set. 3 seconds left. And there it is. He gets the snap there. And this pass goes into no man's land. Looked like he was targeting Castañeda, who wasn't turned around just yet. So something in the route got mixed up. It might have been just a bad read. Not sure what happened there, Ruben.
Well, I feel like he's getting hurried up too because, you know, of course, his defense is going to be solid coming in, putting pressure on him. So maybe when they're expecting to turn around for the ball, he's got to get rid of it soon.
So this Cruces team, very senior heavy, but also just experience heavy. According to Coach Sanders, we talked about it on the podcast. A lot of these guys, he feels years because of the impact they've had on the program. 7 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock. Munoz drops back looking for somebody downfield. He's got to get space, and he's going to throw this one on the run intended for Leos. That one over his head a good 3 feet, and it's going to be a turnover, not a turnover on downs, but they're going to stunt team out this one. 7 minutes, 19 seconds. And here within 5 minutes of the game opening, the Cavemen set to the World Series against the Toronto Blue Jays in the top of the third quarter. Or top of the third inning. This one, a bad snap yet again here for the Cavemen. It's going out of bounds behind the end zone, so that's a safety. That's an extra 2 points for the Bulldogs, and they're going to get the ball as well. So that is another rough break for the Cavemen, who if they want that solid chance, big upset or, you know, a really good game, be able to keep their composure right there. Just a unfortunate event on the bad snap.
Are doing unforced errors like that. It's tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
The hike was a little bit for the what is it, the kicker, and got by him.
All right, guys, we're going to be right back here in just a moment. Stick around. This break brought to you by Southern Tire Mart, Carlsbad Medical Center, Tate Branch GMC. All right, so 7 minutes and 16 seconds here in the first quarter, and the Bulldogs possession. We saw they made it look offensively. Unfortunately for the Cavemen, they're going to have their hands full, and the Cavemen things that the Bulldog long, just tiring out defenses, because once you force the offense to go 3 and out, you've got to, you know, figure things out defensively on almost on E eventually.
Just put pressure on the whole time, and you know that as it is, so you know you got to do everything right.
7 minutes, 16 seconds. Cannonins getting the ball for kickoff here. Tomorrow, a really cool event at the Boys and Girls Club with the NMSU basketball team coming in to do a camp here in Carlsbad. Here's the punt by Annanins, who's going to get this ball over to the 41-yard line, which is where they're going to spot this one, maybe the 42-yard line.
5.
So already in field position, the Bulldogs are going to take over at the Fox. If you're just joining us, Bulldogs now lead 9-0 after a really solid offensive showing, a end zone for 7 and then, or for 6 points. They got the extra point and then a safety on the snap for the punt team, back of the end zone. Not something that we've seen this year, and it's kind of a rarity to see those things. But 7 minutes 60. Here's the snap in the shotgun. They're going to hand off to Amaro, get this pass off for the Cavemen. That's I believe that tackle there was by number 24 for the Cavemen, Jathan Hernandez.
Yeah, we haven't heard that name before.
Number 20, actually, that's 20. On me. Number 20 and Damian Valencia made the tackle on that one. And only a yard gain there for the Bulldogs. So Gunnar Guardiola tonight for the Bulldogs is going to fake the handoff and do a pitch to number 8, Denton Walter, who's going to get another 7 yards or so on that carry. So the Bulldogs just working on some other things right now. Right now, Ralph the Caveman has a 2-2 on. Interesting. All right. Minute 6 seconds on the clock, folks. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to the game. Caveman down 9-0 to the Bulldogs. Here's the snap. Guardiola fakes the handoff and gets a nice pass over
44
to what looks like his tight end, number 44. Diego Lopez, a junior, listed at 6'2", 210. So
that's a solid kid.
That is.
And he was wide open. It's like they all pursued the run, and he was just wide open on the other side.
This Cruces team definitely has weapons at their fingertips, and Guardiola has really looked good this year. We saw it from his completion percentage. It is really good. 17 touchdowns on the year for Guardiola in the air. So here's the handoff there. This one to Amaro. This one's going to get about 6 yards on the play. 5 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Bulldogs up 9-0 and trying to march towards making that change to 15 points. Dodgers lead 2-0 World Series right now in the bottom of the third. Blake Snell on the mound for the Dodgers. Trey Isefage on the mound for the Blue Jays, and it looks like it's going to be, I believe, a personal foul on the Cavemen there. I didn't catch the signal, but it's going to be an automatic first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line, the Cavemen 25-yard line. 10 seconds. Guardiola back with Amaro in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, gets a Amaro. He's going to pass this one off. This one is complete. It's going to be about 12-yard gain there. That one was caught by number 7, Jacob Misquez, wide receiver listed as a 6'2", is full of 6+ footers and full of seniors that are ready for the call tonight. 4 minutes, 56 seconds, and the Bulldogs have marched their way to the 10-yard line, and they are comfortable, very comfortable in the red zone.
Yeah, there's a lot of 6'2" guys, a lot of experience out there on the field for sure.
4 minutes, seconds. Guardiola putting a guy in motion, gets the snap, hands it off to Amaro, gets some pushback at the line of scrimmage, able to figure out how to get 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, he's got the Brock Wright kind of attitude. You know what I mean? He's going to bull his way through and get extra yards.
And a lot of patience on that run there as well. He got caught up behind some guys and took his time and then pushed his way through. A couple of yards on that play. And to make second and goal with 8 to go. Obviously, the Bulldogs well within field goal range, but that is absolutely not on the checklist of for the Bulldogs tonight, I'd imagine. Guardiola Gets this to be a whistle here.
Was the play clock at 0?
They're going to stop this one. It is a delay of game, so it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Bulldogs. So a bit of a break there for the Cavemen. 3 minutes, 43 seconds here in the first quarter. And a beautiful night here in Carlsbad. Band, cheer, and dance teams all keeping it lively here for the most part. Looks like the visiting side gaining some fans as well. A little bit more energy here. Guardiola gets the snap, hands this one to
Somebody lose the
Amaro, and he's going to get about a yard gain on the play.
Dante lost his helmet on the play, so I don't know how you do that. Somebody maybe.
Yeah, I think off or something, because that one flew in the air. I didn't see how that was enacted, but wow. All right, so 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Dogs have a couple of plays to score here, right? 3rd down and goal with 12 yards to go. Guardiola hands the ball off, and this one's going to be a trick play there. A pass back to Guardiola for a touchdown. That one was handed off to Winnikoff, and he turned around after faking like he was going to run this one, and he threw a perfect touchdown pass to his quarterback, Guardiola, who took this one to the house. So that's going to make it 15-0 Bulldogs, and quickly making a statement as to why they are number 1 in the state. So now going for the extra point.
Yeah, they made that look way too easy. So Manny Esparza getting ready for the extra point.
Here's the snap, and the kick is up. This one is good as well. So 16-0. Bulldogs continuing to push through and create separation from this Carlsbad team on the road. So we're going to be back with you here in just a moment by You First Credit Union, Constructors Inc., Desert Hill Electric, and XL Energy.
You're off.
Awesome. All right, so 16-0 here with 2 minutes and 31 seconds on the clock. Cavemen trying to make sure that doesn't increase before the second quarter.
5.
Cavemen offense trying to strike here behind Marley Munoz, and we'll see what happens here to start things off on special teams. Kicker back for the Bulldogs. Cavemen trying to get some life here on special teams and defensively. This is a very disciplined Las Cruces defense and special teams. Here's the kick, and it's going to Evan Leos. He's going to fake the handoff to Castañeda. He's going to get taken down at about the 22-yard line. A similar outcome from the last return for the Cavemen. And he caught that one at about the 2-yard line, Ruben. You almost feel like right now that is what the Cavemen are looking for, just some kind of special happen from special teams. Hey, if we can play it, let's play it. We want to see what we can do, because that has been
several plays that have got us back from special teams, running stuff all the way back for a touchdown. So if we can't do that, then our offense is going to have to chip away at this lead and try to get some points on the board.
2 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock. Munoz back with Bright. Couple of receivers on both sides, and this one's going to be a handoff to Wright, who's going to get hit at around the line of scrimmage. He's going to get about on the play, but not much more than that, as he is caught at the line. I mean, they anticipated that play right there, or they were just ready regardless.
Well, as big as, I don't know, their main guys are, it looks like everybody we say is 6'2", weighing 175 to 220 pounds. So they're solid men out there.
They are. Sure. That is very big. So here's the snap here to Munoz. This is going to be a flag on the play, and it's going to be a false start on the Cavemen. A pink flag tonight for the referees instead of. So the Cavemen are going to suffer a 5-yard penalty. A minute 44 remain in the first quarter, and the Cavemen at 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 14 here offensively. And on their own 14-yard line. Definitely not an easy place to be. Cruces has had an impressive year. We're going to talk about all the teams they've played this year. Here's the snap. Munoz drops back. Nice pass over the top, but it is not even close. Nice out of his hand, but it was a good 14, 15 yards away from his intended target, I believe. Ruben, what did you see there?
Yeah, I felt like Castaneda was so open that Marley just saw him open and threw it and maybe just didn't get right angle or something because, yeah, he missed him by a long shot, open by 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, there's no way of telling what happened there. On that one was just a bit of hesitation, like, you know, when you almost decide, oh, I'm not, and then you just kind of take some off of it. That's what I saw there. It came up a good, 10 yards short of his target. And Castan, very good wide receiver for the Cavemen, probably made a really good play on that one too. A minute 21 seconds on the clock. It is 3rd and 15 for the Cavemen. It's going to be a timeout for the Cavemen. Their first timeout taken here in the first half. They have 2 more. Cruces has not used one yet. So, folks, tough go at it so far for the Cavemen. Well, not really, especially offensively or defensively. It's kind of been spread around pretty evenly. We're going to take a break, folks, on radio, and be right back. This break brought to you by Steel Depot, Energy Pro Chevrolet, and the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce. All right, Ruben. So with a minute 21 left on the clock, Bulldogs 16-0. Here the lowest that the Bulldogs have scored has 38 points. They did that against the number 2 team in the state. So to say the least, they are not going to put up a low score. That's just not in their nature.
And back then, I think they were the number 2 team in the state.
Right.
Cleveland was the number 1. So they flip-flop, and that's how close those 2 are. So I guess it depends where they play, because I think what they do is at state they go, okay, well, last time we played at Cleveland, so this time we play in Cruces. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right, so here's the snap to Munoz. This one, a nice pass to Brock Wright, who has it in his hands but couldn't secure it down for an incomplete pass. That's going to make it a tough situation for the Cavemen. 4th and 14. So they're going to send the punt team out here. Another dangerous move from the Cavemen. I mean, you feel like that is the can do, send the punt team out there. That resulted in a safety last time around. Yeah. So right here, an attention to detail, another bad snap and another safety. Oh my goodness.
Well,
you just don't see that.
Well, we're really kind of lucky both times that it went out of the end zone, because
that's true.
Both times it got by him, the guys on go out of the end zone, they can fall on it and it be a touchdown. So
right.
It's frustrating that the center's not getting the ball in his hands, because he's like short hopping it to him.
Right.
And that makes it too tough on a guy receiving the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, it is one thing on a short hop in most sports, but in football, there's zero predicting where that ball is going to hit, where the nose is. is going to be right there.
Yeah,
Everything he could, got down on his knees, tried to block it up, could not do it. It bounced over him or around him and ended up as a safety. So another bad break there for the Cavemen. Not a good look here so far tonight. 18-0. The Bulldogs will get the ball here as well with really good field position, because off of a safety, you can't just kick a normal kickoff for the Cavemen. They have to punt it. And so Annanens can't put his full force behind the ball like he usually does, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy is on that possession, I feel like Brock Wright catches that ball in the open field. He at least gets a first down, and they're still moving the chains. The other play, remember the first drive, Castagna, the same thing. He looked upfield. He didn't have it in his grasp.
Yep.
They keep the ball moving. So there's a lot of stuff so far. Outcome.
Right, just a miscues there for the – and looking back through the Cruise schedule, they beat Mayfield down 1-6, which is crazy because that is a former rivalry. Now Mayfield not in the same class as Cruces, 5A school, but Mayfield got beat down 61-6. That's how they started off their. And then Volcano Vista trip over to Cruces and got beat 38-20, followed by a Rio Rancho game in Las Cruces, 47-22. They won that at home as well.
So it looks like they got a personal foul penalty or something.
Yes, so that was immediately right after the safety. Bobby was running back towards the ball, and he got pushed down, I guess, in the back, and they called that one unnecessary roughness. So it gave the Cavemen some extra yardage on the kickoff.
And also kicking off the tee rather than punting it.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
So maybe they gave them dual purpose. I don't know.
Gave them dual credit.
Yeah.
18-0. The Bulldogs were able to score before the end of the first quarter, something the Cavemen that we said, oh, we just can't. They did it anyways. Here's the ball. Nice reach it down to at about the 47-yard line. A nice run there by number 32 from Cruces. That's Isaac Gomez, a senior yet again, listed at 5'11", 160, but he looked to me about 6 foot 200. Big kid there.
He's probably
running the ball.
Since
I was going to say I would not. That would not surprise me. So again, Cruces has played some big teams. Ruben, Volcano Vista, Rio Rancho, Cleveland, Hobbs, and they were able to put Hobbs away with ease. And Hobbs right now rated at number 4 in the state. They beat Hobbs 52-13. Yeah. Here's the first play of their series now, up 18-0 for the Bulldogs. Gardolia puts a wide receiver in motion. He's going to get the snap. He's going to hand it off to Amaro.
Wow.
There's a couple of reverses. Another big pass there to Amaro. He makes the play.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice play there. Beautiful pass by Guardiola. And Ruben, I don't know if he has missed completion yet.
Yeah, that pass was a little bit underthrown, and that receiver, which was the running back, kind of came back to the ball and turned around and made a heck of a catch to secure that ball. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive. They're pulling out all the stops on different trick plays and stuff. I guess that's just how their offense runs.
It might be, and it also might be just another way to prepare. Once they get their feet under them, they feel like they've got to play around, because come state, everything matters. And here's a nice pitch to Amari, an easy 7 yards there. He might have been able to touch down actually on a second wind, a few steps. And yes, it is going to be a first down for the Bulldogs. Amaro, a beast here. An update on the World Series right now in the bottom of the fourth, a Varsho, a 2-run home run, making it 2 here in game 1 of the World Series in Toronto. So it looks like a pretty great game ready here in the World Series. So field here at Ralph Boyer Stadium, 20 seconds on the clock. Looks like Guardiola trying to get the play call from his sideline. Cruces did not. It looks like Cruces didn't travel with a bunch of players, but they've got all of their players in another location. Here's a nice pass and a touchdown.
I don't know.
An outstretched. jump there for the tight end. Again, they're not calling this one a touchdown,
No,
Ruben. I think maybe that's a mistake. That looked like a for sure touchdown. He jumped. Maybe he had kind of touched out of bounds. That's the only way.
I think he reached, but yeah, he might have been out of bounds because they're putting it at the 1 line. So I guess it's not much of a difference.
Yeah, Diego Lopez almost got a touchdown on that play there by the tight end. And yeah, not sure. Maybe they said that his knee was down before that, but I saw it hit the pylon before he came down. So Cavemen get a break there. But the Bulldogs trying to score before the end of the first quarter. What they do is they're under there by Amaro, and that is going to be a touchdown. So before the end of the first quarter, whopping 24 points against the Cavemen, and he had the extra point. So very well could be 25 here at the end of the first quarter. So a tough watch here early for the Cavemen fans.
Yeah, tough. Like I said, I feel like we just got to keep sustaining drives, and that's what's been killing. If we can just hang on to the balls that are passed to us, and we can also pass the ball in the right score some points. There's the extra point.
So the extra point is up, and it is good. 12-0. The Bulldogs have just as much life as ever, and the Cavemen defense has been put to the test tonight, definitely making it tough. They're having it tough here early. So we're going into the second quarter. Bulldogs set to kick off to the Cavemen. They're going to switch sides. Break. Guys, this break brought to you by Keystone Pump and Supply, Carlsbad Ford, Domino's Pizza, Eddie Federal Credit Union, and Kaleidoscopes Ice Cream and more. Stick around. We got more for you.
You're off.
All right, guys. So, again, the World Series 2-2. Ruben, what do you feel about the Alton Varsho bomb?
Well, I was feeling pretty good about Blake Snell because he was lighting it up in the last series, pitching lights out and not giving up anything. And he just gave up a 2-run homer. So, yeah, it looks like the Dodgers had a couple opportunities to score like in the third inning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good game so far.
Snell has been special this postseason. And, I mean, a 2-run bomb, if that's all he gives up, that's a special outing again. So it's crazy how baseball works. It can look like things are disastrous, and then he settles down once again. But let's take a look back at the Cavemen season this year. They have earned 5 wins on the year. They have done it in streaks. Artesia early in the season, the first game of the season, 48-24. Then back-to-back games against Goddard and Lovington, or one at home against Goddard, one on the road against Lovington. Then they took back-to-back losses to Cibola and then Centennial, and then went on a bit of a streak. Clovis, Oregon Mountain, and Alamogordo before the bye week, all W's, and securing that 5th win against Alamogordo on the road was big, especially in a tough game where they made a nice comeback, mostly done in the third quarter. So 12 minutes on the clock here. Second quarter starting now. Here's the kick. This one's going to bounce up. This one again to Leos. Leos at the 20-yard line. He's going to get to about the 24-yard line, or he's going to get pushed out of bounds. So the best return yet, but not by much. It is a 24-yard return. Cavemen will start things off offensively on the 24-yard line. So Bulldogs lead 25. Joining us, Ruben, this will not be the big test in the rest of the regular season. They've got the number 4 Hobbs coming up next in Hobbs on the road. That's not going to be an easy task either.
True. Hobbs has been solid all year, and except for their glitch against Cruces High, they've been pretty solid, because even against Artesia, it was a really close game between those two.
They put up 51 points, I believe, against Artesia, who beat them. I think it was like 60-51. It was
crazy.
It's absolute chaos. 11 minutes and 56 seconds here in the second quarter as we get underway. The first drive for the Cavemen here in the second quarter. Here's the fake handoff. Munoz going to hold this one, his first run of the game. He's going to get about 3 yards on the play. It's going to make it 2nd and 7. So Cavemen just, again, trying to get something going offensively. You always want to leave this game with, hey, we scored a couple of touchdowns against the number 1 team in the state. Like, we got something to look back on and hold on to and review.
Before they go to Hobbs.
Exactly. So that's what the Cavemen are looking for here. So here's the snap. Munoz drops back, and he gets big. This one, a roughing the passer there, and it is going to be that. So it's going to be a pen, and Cavemen are going to gain some yardage. That ends up being a 15-yard penalty, if I'm not mistaken. So. We'll see what it is. Munoz shook his head a few times after getting up on that one. He might need a little bit of checking. But he tried to get that pass off, and it was tipped. 11 minutes and 9 seconds, the second quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cavemen here now at the 44-yard line. So here's the snap. Munoz drops back, and there was a defender right on him as soon as that snap was up. So perfect time for the Cavemen. They're going to take their second timeout, and so are we. We'll be right back, folks, here in just a moment. This break brought to you by Tate Branch Autoplex, Capitan Energy, Balderrama Law Firm, and Albertsons Market.
You're off.
All right, so Ruben 2-2, and Snell able to get out of that inning. It's already the top of the 5th inning. Shohei Ohtani up at the plate. Ruben, if we're talking about Shohei Ohtani in baseball, who are some guys that come to mind for just ultra talented in sports? I think Shane Andrews is the first guy that comes to mind, right?
Yeah, for sure. He played 2 sports in high school, but he could have played basketball because I played with him after he got older, and he could still dunk and everything, so he could have easily played 3 sports and been the guy in all 3 sports. So yeah, he's definitely one of those kind of guys. Cody Ross was that guy too, because he was a great pitcher and a great hitter. So of course, once he became a pro, he just played defense and hit the ball.
10.
I guess since Babe Ruth, that he's about the only guy that can do both.
All right, well. Munoz drops back. He throws this one
5.
downfield, tries to hit Bobby Castañeda, but it comes up short, and it's tipped away. And honestly, the tip away was the luckiest thing that could have happened there. Easily an interception, if not.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they underthrew him again, and he was wide open. If he'd have gotten the ball maybe 5 yards further, it would have been a good shot.
And sometimes you attribute this to nerves. I attribute it to a very heavy pressure defense that's going on right now. I mean, you really do much as a quarterback right now if you're feeling his guys right on you immediately after the snap. He's dropping back. He's going to fake like he's going to pass it. He's going to run this one. He's got some room to run. He's going to step out of bounds. He's going to get a first down there. So he's able to get a first down on the ground with his legs. 10 minutes, 58 seconds. So a first down Cavemen. Ruben, I did see some shirts going up in the air this game. So I actually asked Coach Millar about it. Hey, why aren't they throwing shirts? And he's like, they're not. I didn't realize they weren't. I had attributed it to the giveaways at the beginning of the game, but no telling that was. Now they do have shirts going out throughout the game. Here's the snap to Munoz. He fakes the handoff, tosses it to Castañeda, who's going to get a nice 5-yard step out of bounds. So 10 minutes and 54 seconds in, and we're in the second quarter. Cavemen trying to march their way towards the end zone.
Yeah, and see, to me, that's all I. Well, of course, it's easier from up here, but
Right.
getting first downs, moving the football, moving the chains, that's what you need to do and get in end zone. But they just have that 2 plays where their throws are off or something's not right, and that's how they get stale.
So here's the snap. Pass there by Munoz, and Castañeda just goes right through his hands there. He was pressured as well, which might have attributed to him not, locking that catch. It did go through his hands, and it is going to be an incomplete pass, making it 3rd and 5 for the. So another tough go here for the Cavemen. A much better offensive drive, and we're going to see what they can do here. 3rd and 5. They've done some really cool things with some trick plays this year. I think right now they're just some of the things, Here's a drop back. Munoz pressured early there. He can throw on the run well. He's going to decide to hold on to this ball, and he's going to lose yardage on that
or maybe
as he gets pushed out.
Scrimmage. Oh no,
this one about 4 yards short of the line of scrimmage. So I thought it was about a yard loss.
Yeah.
Regardless, still a loss on the play, and
they're going to have to go for it, right?
So 4th and 9 here at the 44-yard line. Cavemen looking to make something special happen here. They've done some really big things on 4th down, going for it or trick plays. But we'll see what they cook up here. Had a ton of success against this Cruces defense. Here's a pass over the top. Nice catch there by Bobby Castañeda.
And it looks like pass interference.
Wow.
Yeah, that was great.
That's what he put it in his area. And
Yeah.
that was beautiful. A nice redemption after that pass right through his hands. And it looks like he's coming up with some type of injury, not getting up. He's on the ground.
Yeah, he might have come
down
on his foot wrong or something.
That is a big blow to the Cavemen if he's not able to stay in this game. Hopefully minor that he can sit out a couple of drives for series and come back.
It was just a hair underthrown.
It was,
he kind of went up like a jump. Like you said, his athleticism let him catch the ball. But if he gets it 2 yards further, he can catch that in stride and go right into the end zone.
Always tough to see a player with his hands on the side of his helmet, elbows up, like it's really painful. He's standing up. He's getting some help from the trainers as he walks. He's got his arms around them, but he's able to put both feet on the ground as he's walking. So big limp here. Hopefully Castañeda can feel much better here soon.
Yeah, he's a pretty tough kid. He'd probably sit out a couple of plays and be back on the field.
10 minutes and 38 seconds remain here in the second quarter, and Cavemen knocking on that door. 1st and goal with 3 to go. So they're marking this one at the 3-yard line. So we'll see what they go with here, Ruben. They haven't used a ton, right? They started off with him, but it looked like Cruces really was anticipating that move. So
yeah, they were keen on him for sure, but here he goes.
Here's the handoff to Wright, and he's going to get about a yard on the play, maybe a bit.
Yeah, it looks like where they spotted it, it's right on the 2-yard line. So he probably got a solid yard on it.
Ruben, I was told Don Malloy in the stands tonight is a former NMSU Aggie football player who also played in the NFL.
Oh, nice.
So really cool stuff there.
Yeah,
here for I believe, some type of NIL fund, part of a Fortune 500 company, which is awesome too.
Heck yeah.
So New Mexico.
It'd be nice if we could have got him up here to talk at halftime or something.
Absolutely. Here's a Brock Wright rush. Are they going to give it to him? Yes, a touchdown for the Cavemen. That's a big one, Ruben, a big turning point for the Cavemen in this game. Whether that's, the start of a comeback or just the start of the Cavemen making stuff work offensively, we'll take what we can get. That's a 6-point in the Cavemen, and we're not, worried now we're not worried about going home with a 0.
Yeah, see, that's exactly the same as the other 2 drives that they could have kept moving. And it just, one missed catch, one off thing, and it just But they got the extra points, so we're up 7.
Extra point is good. Lennon Annanens knocks this one through. He has the record now for extra points made by anybody in the Caveman program history. He is a good kicker for the Cavemen and breaking some records. That has about 4 or 5 records broken in his career, which is another cool thing to hear.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he broke some records with last year's quarterback.
Yeah.
I already forgot his name.
Yeah, Kaysen Pettis.
Yeah. Kaysen up the field with his passing.
25-7. So the Cavemen able to put 7 on the board. The lowest anybody has scored on the Bulldogs this year has been 0. They were able to blank out 2 teams this year, Alamogordo and Oregon Mountain, both scoring 0 against Cruces. Other than that, the lowest score were Field with 6 points. Clovis with 6 points. Goals for both of those teams, and that's about it. So the Cavemen now putting 7 on the board, trying to going. The most points, Ruben, anybody has scored on the Bulldogs this year was 34. That was the number 2 team in the state. Other than that, the next highest score, 22 points. I mean, they have been suffocating this year.
So that'll be our goal, at least score 22 points.
And Annanens
nice
put
kick.
this one deep into the end zone. And if there's any desire to have a future in kicking, I think Annanens has a good shot at it, Ruben.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, we practice and stuff like that. What, up to 50 yards?
I think I looked at a clip that we had him on the podcast last year. I think he said in practice he hit something in practice, which of course is you got a lot more space to work with. You can aim lower and all of that stuff, or at least get it off your foot lower. But still, it is very impressive to have that kind of oomph behind it. Here's the first snap for the Bulldogs. Here's the handoff to Amaro, who's going to break loose a bit. He's going to get a first down. About a 15-yard carry there for the star running back for the Bulldogs. Going to put this one at the 35-yard line.
Just made that look easy.
In the Cruces offense wanting to punish this Caveman team for scoring there, and that's what they're looking to do.
Yeah, I feel like in the ball, the way they hand off and stuff, it's really so by the time you notice, sometimes they're already 2 yards further than what you expect them to be.
Right.
That's what throws them off.
I'm going to tell you something impressive. 9 minutes, 17 seconds left here in the second quarter. The snap to Guardiola. He hands it off to Amaro, who gets about 3 yards on that play, about right around. Oh, they're spotting this one. So a 2-yard carry there for Amaro. But Ruben, the Cavemen this year have scored 200. They have allowed 194 points. So a 10-point difference record. They're 5-3. So they kind of balance out. Cruces, they have scored 394 points and only allowed 101 points. Almost 300-point difference. So here's the fake handoff and a deep who has his man, but just comes up deep. About 3 yards too deep there on that pass, but there's 2 flags on the play.
I think they're both on pass interference because it looked like they were kind of having a hands battle, but I think it was more the defense trying to hold them off. That's my guess.
So we're going to see here what the call is there. It is going to be a holding call on the Cavemen. We're going to move this ball up here. A 10-yard penalty against the and a first down for the
different than the pros, where they would just spot it wherever,
Right. That's detrimental in the pros. All right, so 8 minutes 20 here remain in the second quarter. Carlsbad trying to hold the Bulldogs off from scoring here before the half. That's definitely the goal here for Coach Sanders. Handoff there to Amaro. Amaro finding through the maze. He's going to get a first down, and he's looking for the end zone. He's going to get it with ease there. And that's going to do it there, folks, for that drive.
Man, he
A
just makes
beautiful
it look
run
easy.
by Amaro. Yes, he is very good. Powerful, fast, and elusive.
Yeah, it's like he had a little bit through it, and the next thing you know, he was gone.
This senior has definitely been a terror throughout the state of New Mexico this year. 6'9", 195 pounds. He's a solid running back, and he definitely is ready for the big moment. Excited to see what Cruces does tournament. Here's the kick. This one, kick through the uprights by the lefty. It's going to make it 32-7, and right away the offense dogs getting their revenge for the defense, who allowed a Caveman touchdown just moments ago. So still 8 seconds remain. Caveman looking to get this kickoff return, hopefully something special. We'll be right back, folks, here in just a moment. This break brought to you by True Blue Services, Artesia General Hospital, 4 Elements Oil Field Services, and Eddy County DWI program. All right. Another Halloween-themed song here tonight. Halloween next Friday. Unfortunately for us, it lands on a Friday, so we're going to be in Hobbs. So that kind of knocks the air out of you. But regardless, some cool festivities going on this week. They're having a trunk treat event for high school kids and program, and providing the candy and inviting people from all over the Carlsbad community to come and check it out. So a cool Halloween event. And then on Thursdays, they're having, I believe, a couple of events, including Hallowpalooza, little Halloween party or fiesta that they host. And they do a really good job of that. The college really has done a lot of cool things lately for the kids that I've noticed. We went and did a pumpkin painting just a week ago, and it was a blast. So for the community. So a lot of cool community support, especially lately. There have been lately, at least from what I've noticed. Maybe it's because I have I'm noticing
you
it.
Notice that a lot more.
Exactly. Here's the kick for Cruces. They're going to get this one to Leos yet again. He catches it at the 10-yard line. He's going to bring it to the 20. He's going to try and find a lane. He can't find it. He's going to get taken down at the 20-yard line. So Leos tried to find another way around this defense, and when he turned that corner, he was met with a wall. 8 minutes, 11. (32-7), the Bulldogs having to do much explaining for why they're number one here.
Oh no, they just make it look easy on every drive. They're going to put points up, and of course, we've helped with a couple of safeties.
It's crazy to see this, but we'll talk about it here in just a moment. Here's a
Eloy Lopez first
reception from Lopez. I believe that's his second reception of the game.
Okay.
So he's been full to this Caveman offense. Once he was injured in Lovington, Ruben, I believe, was when he went out for the Caveman. He was out for about before returning to the team, and a role wide receiver. Since then, he's a nice asset for this Caveman offense as well. Here's a fake handoff, and Munoz has got some room to run. He's going to get a first down, and he still has some space, but another flag on the play, and looks like he's going to get spotted at around the 45, but they're not even going to worry about where it gets spotted because this flag is down.
So was blocking, and it looked like he was blocking okay to let Munoz go by, but it kind of, he kind of held him, you know what I mean? And so the flag came down, and looked like Castaneda wasn't too happy about the call, but
That's tough.
But he was holding. I mean, they were locked for quite a while, so it makes it tough for Munoz because he made a great run, 25, 30 yards,
Yeah.
and it all comes back.
Another thing that's tough about this kind of a game against guys that are very much, I don't know, just ready for game Friday.
Yeah.
And when you come game against a team like this, sometimes it feels like you've got no choice. Get an advantage, and right there it bit him. Here's Munoz trying to find his man downfield, and he doesn't find anybody, so he resorts to running. He's going to get about 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, Lopez was on a pattern right there, and he was just going, and that defender was just with him stride for stride. I almost feel like on something like that, you got to cut it back because it looked like Munoz was looking for him, but there was no way unless he did something different that he was going to get away from.
Well, and that's another thing that's tough too, is if you do that and he's like, okay, finally I've got my space to now you're off your route.
Yeah.
7 minutes. Munoz, he makes a play over to for a first down. Nice completion there. And Harper got the call, and that's his first reception of the game. And Harper has been streaky this year and very reliable as a wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. I feel like if we can keep doing that with 7 minutes left in the first half, we can just keep moving the chains just like the last drive. We can get in that end zone again.
6 minutes, 50 seconds here in the second quarter. Cavemen moving. Get some yards anyway. He puts his head down.
He puts a hit of Evan Alba,
he did.
The defensive back, and yeah, he felt that for sure.
He knocked that wall down with ease. That's a nice gain by the junior. About a 7-yard gain for the Cavemen there. Makes it second and 3, I'm sorry.
I like when you can see their height and their weight, because then you kind of
nice.
Get a better picture of how big they are.
So 6 minutes remain here. Here's a handoff yet again to Wright, who's going to get 2 yards on the play, but not enough for the first down, coming up a yard short. An update from the World Series, 2-2 in the top of the 6th inning. With no outs, Dodgers up to bat. This is a good game in the World Series. Starting things off in Toronto.
So who do you got and how many games?
Dodgers in 5.
5, wow.
So here's a straight quarterback keep by Marley Munoz. So the first down, he's going to get about 20 yards on the play. Munoz with a little bit of a celebration there. Excited about that one.
Yeah, and you got to have a little emotion. You know what I mean?
You do.
You're playing against a solid team. They're putting up the points like it's nothing. And so if you can get some positive gains and get something momentum going, that's great for you.
Absolutely. The Cavemen trying not to just be another mark in the win column with ease against this Bulldog team. They want to put up a fight for sure. Here's another fake handoff and a big run there by Munoz. He's going to get down to the 10-yard line. Big run there. About 23 yards right there for the junior for the Cavemen. Yes, he had a lane and he took that one wide open.
Yeah, it just looks like his confidence is going up, and he's like, you know what? If I don't hand it off to Brock and I see a lane, I'm going for it.
4 minutes, 46 seconds, and there's going to be a timeout for the Bulldogs, their first timeout of the game. They're going to take a quick break.
They're going to give him a chewing like, hey, you know what? These guys aren't supposed to score on us. What are you guys doing?
Exactly. So, guys, we're going to take a break and be right back. This break brought to you by Stevens Inn, Tate Branch Autoplex, CNB Bank, and Constructors, Inc. All right. So, guys, for those of you listening at home, watching the stream, I don't know if you've heard all the craziness, Ruben, about that are surrounding the sports gambling illegal ring with Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier and Damon Jones, but it has been crazy. What blows my mind is when you hear that, immediately you're like, basketball. Poker, for instance, it was this.
Oh, really?
Where they were using technology, big celebrities and big, rich people, hundreds of thousands of dollars in these games. It's crazy. All right, so back here off the timeout, here's a snap to Munoz. He throws this one way high. Just came out of his fingertips wrong, and he was intending that pass for Eloy Lopez, who really was in no position to make that catch in bounds even.
Well, the pass was, like you said, it came off like wonky and kind of was going everywhere.
I saw a clip of a college snapper who said that his first quarterback didn't really care, so you can just snap it to him. Second quarterback wanted the laces on his fingers, and so he got so good at snapping it in a certain way, and that might have been what happened there. He caught it, didn't like how he caught it, had to get rid of it quick. Here's the handoff to Wright. Wright's going to get about a 2-yard gain with 7 yards to go. Still not a bad option for the Cavemen to kick a field goal and get some points on the board. You don't want that, of course.
No,
but
you definitely don't. I think you got to.
You think you're going for it anyway?
Yeah, you got to go for touchdowns every time, because I feel like you're going, you know what, we're just trying to score points instead of we're trying to get back in the game. So I feel like you have to go for it. Unless you were down, 20-7, that'd be different. But they're down quite a bit. They've got to get 7 every time, or 6 every time, I guess is what you call it. That's my opinion.
All right, here's Munoz getting the snap. He's going to turn. He's getting pressured quickly, so he turns back around to his right, tries to hit Castañeda, but it's nowhere near. No real chance there for Castañeda to make that play. It's nice to see him in the game. We saw him go down earlier, kind of holding his knee or his ankle, and he looked just fine on that route. So encouraging. 3 minutes, 51 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. We're going to see what the Cavemen decide, or if they're going to try and put points on the board or in the air.
I guess we should look for Ananins. Where's Ananins on the field? Is that him right there?
Yeah, not seeing him right now. And yep, it looks like they are sending. Maybe they've got him kind of standing right there, just off the sideline. A lot of great smelling smoke, Ruben, coming up our way. Hey, what's cool about now, and I don't know if they've done this forever, but I feel like they always cook burgers.
No,
did they always cook burgers?
Maybe the wind's blowing to where we.
No, what I'm saying, like in years past.
Oh yeah, no, I would say probably that I know of, like the last 5 years at least. But either way, it looks like a timeout.
All right, so a timeout for the Cavemen. That's their final timeout of the half. We're going to take a break and be right back, folks. This break brought to you by Capitan Energy, Genesis Endeavors, La Tienda Thriftway, and the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce. Well, Ruben, speaking of the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce, now available, tickets to Christmas on the Pecos are now available, and we know how those go. They sell very quickly, so if you're listening to this and you have any intentions of going, you might consider buying them early so you can pick a date as opposed to settle for a date and go from there. It's always a fun event.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't care what day, you can wait a little longer and get a Tuesday at 9:30. But if you want to get a weekend or sometime when family's in town or something, then you better get them really quick because they go pretty fast. And it's a pretty cool event.
A lot of people come from out of town, enjoy that. Really special. Here's a big play, 4th down, goal. Munoz going to his right. He's going to pass this one up over the top to Castañeda. Another pass that was not catchable. And that's going to do it on that drive for the Cape. That's going to be a turnover on down. So the Bulldogs will have this one at the 7-yard line. And, with 3 minutes and 46 seconds, it is more than enough time for the Bulldogs to score. They have been able to score very quickly. Most of their points here tonight.
Yeah, that's their intention, is to put up as many points before the half as they can. So the Caveman defense is just going to have to bear down and keep them out of the end zone.
Well, this year but sending messages aim. 61 points to start off the year might be a hint on what I'm talking about. The snap to Guardiola. He hands this one off to Amaro, and Amaro gets about 3 yards on that carry, giving them a little bit of cushion. They're pinned against their own end zone, basically, now on the 10-yard line.
Bulldogs still have 2 timeouts left in the half, so they may try to use those as the clock starts winding down.
All right, so again, I mean, this Bulldog offense, 61 points, 38 points, 47 points, 38 points, 52, 55, 56, and 47. Big offense. So here's Guardiola is going to hold on to this one himself, and he's going to get about a yard or 2 on that carry. So Cruces just trying again, like I said, just trying to get some space away from their end zone so he has more room to play and make a pass maybe. But a stop here would be huge for the Cavemen.
For sure.
Big turn of events there here in the first half.
That would be the first stop.
It would be.
Half. Yeah. I don't even think Cruces High has
I don't know if they brought him. Hopefully we'll find out after this play.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, in the shotgun, Guardiola gets the snappy off to Amaro. Kind of ran into a broken play and still was able to pick up the first down.
Oh, they're going to be real close.
Holy smokes. They're marking this one as a first down. So first and 10 there. The Bulldogs going to have this one at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like they had him stopped, but
wow. What a play there. It looked like a broken play on the run. He didn't like what he saw, so he just turned the other way. Almost like a little caveman play where you just decide, no, you know what? This isn't my best shot. I'm going to
go against the grain.
So now with a fresh set of downs, his Cruces team has plenty of room now in their backfield for Guardiola to feel a little more comfortable. Here's the snap, the fake handoff, the drop back, the deep pass there. Nice spiral. Will he get it? He does. Catches this one. They might not bring him. They do. Nice play there by Ty Young. Very last moment to keep him from scoring, but a gorgeous catch there by number 1, Isaiah Barunda. Remember that name from last year.
Yeah, for sure. No, that pass was just right. And, I mean, Ty Young played great defense. So, was there a penalty flag? Looks like they're bringing it back.
I don't see it.
Doesn't look like they're coming back. Yep, there's a
flag.
It does
right look. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I just kept seeing the cleats from Cruces, and I was like, those are cleats.
The pink, the pink flag. But yeah, that he stayed with him stride for stride. The only difference is I feel like when you think he's going to catch it, you just put your hand up in his face, but too. But he played it tough. Perfect pass.
He did. Beautiful play there for Cruces, but looks like a holding call is going to be in favor of the Cavemen, luckily.
Yeah.
A minute 40 remain here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs are going to have this one in a tough position. A 10-yard penalty. Going to put them at the 8-yard line. So first and 20 at the 8-yard line. Still 2-2, by the way, in the World Series. Bottom of the 6th inning. Blake Snell still in the game. He's pitching great. Minus 1 big swing of the bat. He has been incredible for the Dodgers this year, or this postseason. Here's the snap, the handoff to Amaro. Amaro with room, 10 yards, 20 yards. This might be 6. He's at the 50. He's getting brought by Bobby Castaneda.
That was it to get to him.
So he just kept going, 110%. He's given everything he's got in this senior night, and he is not doing well right there, guys. We're going to take a quick break on this injury timeout and be right back with you. This break brought to you by PNR Enterprises, Carlsbad Community Anti-Drug and Gang Coalition, and AR Foreman Construction.
You're off.
Bobby Castaneda comes back in this game. That did not look good.
No, but he ran Amaro down pretty well.
Yes.
And he hit him like he was trying to knock it out of his hand. So that was a great play. But yeah, he's hurting. I don't know if it's his back.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking, was that he came with everything he had, he was really focusing on the ball, trying to knock it out of his hand. And when he did, I think maybe he came down straight on the crown of his helmet or something, because he came up a little bit dazed, unfortunately. And trainer's doing a kind of an eye test right now on him.
Sure he's okay.
And I don't think it'd be the worst idea for him to, take the rest of this game if he's even possibly hurt. You know what I mean? You want a full forced Bobby Castaneda against Hobbs if you can get him.
Yeah, you definitely
more than
need
anything
him in the game, but yeah, you definitely need him healthy more than you do having him in this game.
A minute 18 here, 32-7. Gardolia makes the pass, and a nice move after the catch there by number 9. That's Aaron Carrasco for Cruces. I think every time a pass is made, I got to look up a different name. They have used about 6 different wide receivers tonight, and they've all gotten touches.
You have to keep everybody fresh. We thought their main guy was number 2, Winnikoff, but he hasn't gotten one in a while.
56-second quarter. Cruces going to squeeze all the time they can out of this one for a touchdown if they can. Here's the handoff to Amaro. Amaro is going to get about 4 yards on that play. A nice play.
They're going to have to call a timeout. Yep, they're taking a timeout. Cruces. 43 seconds left.
3 seconds left. Cruces going to stop the time here after that running play. And imagine they might go to the air here just to, not have to waste too much time. Guys, we're going to take a break on this timeout and be right back. This break brought to you by Partners, SB Energy Services, Southeast NM College, Tate Branch Dodge.
Awesome.
All right, Ruben, again, this Bulldogs offense was impressive. First quarter, they scored 5. They've only scored 7 since then, but they are looking to put up in here with just 43 seconds left. But Ruben, if the Cavemen were able to get a stop here, that is a huge turnaround. Just 7 points in the second quarter. You play any game and you're like, you limited a team to 7 points each quarter. Yeah, that's fine. But against the Cruces team as high powered as we're seeing tonight, that's incredible.
Yeah, for sure. And this defense, they've got to be tired. They've been on the field quite a bit. But if they can get a stop here, yeah, that would be a boost for them going into the locker room.
32-7. 43 seconds. Guardiola with the snap in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, looking to pass it here. He's going to scramble to his left. On the run, he's going to throw this one out of bounds. And
looks like it's going to be a penalty flag on number 3, Annanins. That looks like where the flag was thrown. I think he
couple of flags on the field.
So if it's a pass interference, it's going to be like first from
so we'll see what the call is here, waiting on
white hat,
the lead ref to make the call here. Maybe a penalty against the Cavemen. It is going to be a holding call against the Cavemen. So like you said, first down. It's going to be 1st and 8. This is something they're really good at, scoring. And they can do it around or on the ground or in the air. Their quarterback's completion percentage has been outstanding tonight, Ruben. I don't think he's missed, but maybe he's tonight.
He's pretty
couple of long shots, really. So he's going to move to his right there, and he just misses his target there, intended for Amaro. And he did that one on the run, so it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Well, if you're watching the World series or not. Got bases loaded, nobody out, and they got a base hit to score. Oh, they only scored 1 run. So 3-2 Blue Jays with nobody out, bases loaded. So
yeah, Snell went 100 pitches, and they pulled him after loading the bases, which is tough. You see that because with 2 guys on, you're like, okay, he can maybe get a double. But here we go. Back to the action here. Ralph Boyer Stadium. Here's the snap to Guardiola. Here's the hard pass over the middle to number 1. This one going to Isaiah Barunda. This drive was maybe labeled his beforehand because he made a deep pass or a deep catch over Ty Young, which I believe was brought back, but it was a big play there. And now they trusted him to make the play in the end zone. 31 seconds still in quarters, so the Cavemen will get the kick to them. So here's the extra point. This one no good. No, it's good.
Totally
Ruben,
good.
that looked way off to me.
Well, it looked like it. Yeah, they hooked it a little bit wide, but I guess
I don't even know if the referees looked up. They just did it.
They just know that it's Cruces High, so they just put up.
Right there to 7. 39-7 going into still 31 seconds left in the first half. So before halftime, Cruces able to almost put up 40 points. You know they wanted more, Ruben. They wanted to make another statement again.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it's up to them, they're at least scoring 1 more touchdown, and they're not giving up any. So
right,
can put a big number to end the half.
Alamogordo held Cruces to 47 in the game. And right now, Carlsbad giving up 39, but has put up 7 of their own. So waiting on the kickoff here, but beautiful night here in Carlsbad. The wind blowing north side of the field.
So if you get a chance, watch the All Sports Best podcast with Kelsey.
With Charles Millar. Yeah, they came on. I really liked this episode because we got the rumors handled about the possible forfeit and those types of things. But to Coach Millar about how the state determines who plays who and who gets qualified for the state tournament, things I had no idea about. He explained it well. Here's a kickoff for Cruces. This one's caught by Evan Leos. Once again, he's going to get it to 25. He's going to get brought down about the 28-yard line. That's where they're going to spot this one, I believe, at the 26. One side's spotting it at the 28, one at the 26. So we'll see where they end up putting this, but
probably the 27.
But we'll see. That is the best Cavemen have been able to put together so far in this game. Ruben, if you're the Cavemen right now, what are you doing? Throwing a deep pass or
I think,
get to the second half?
Yeah, I think you look for the deep pass if it's there, but you don't have Castaneda. Is Castaneda back in the game? Because I saw him walking around on the sidelines.
He is back in the game.
So, yeah, I mean, if that's a possibility, maybe. But if not, then, yeah, you just let the clock go with 3 downs left or 25 seconds.
So 25 seconds left. Marley Munoz, he drops back. He's got a defender right on him. He passes this one to Lopez, put it behind him. Lopez tried to spin around to catch it, couldn't secure it. And Cavemen come up empty on that one, an incomplete pass. 39-7, the Bulldogs lead with just 21 seconds left here in the half. You always come into a game with a touch of hope for your team. Came into this game hoping to squash that, glimmer of hope immediately. They've done a good job of it so far. Here's the handoff there to Brock Wright, who's got some room to run. He's at the 40, the 50, And he's going to get brought down at about the opposing 41-yard line. 42 is where they'll spot this one.
11
Great
seconds
run
left.
there by 8.
Yeah, it was a great run.
So we'll see what they do here. I'd imagine they're going to try and make this quick because they do not have any time left. They're waiting for the get put down, but before they set the timer, before they start the clock, they snap it and spike it. So they will have at least one more play to run here, Ruben. They can squeeze 2 out, but they're going to try and put something down in the end zone.
Yeah, for sure. With 11 at the 43-yard line, definitely will try to do something here. Prop 2 tops. They'd have to be quick with 2.
All right, Munoz back with right. He drops back. Looks like a timeout. I don't see a flag on the play. They're also not saying a timeout, so maybe Las Cruces coach brought something to the referee's attention or something. Waiting to find out what this whistle's for. As the referees discuss.
Don't you think they have to put a second back on the clock too?
I think so. So referees had a quick discussion. Another hit here for the Blue Jays. Going to make this another run or 2 in.
Dang.
5-2, the Blue Jays lead out in Toronto. That's a big way to start off the World Series. And here's the referee talking to Coach Sanders. They're discussing something. Not a whole lot of emotion right now out of Sanders, so can't see I don't see him being upset right now. So still confusing set of events here right now. Looks like they're going to put 1 second back on the clock. Nothing had changed on that one, Ruben. So they aren't going to put a second back on the clock. It does have, they did shave a second off there. They might have taken the second off for the spike maybe, but here's a pass there to Castañeda for about a 10-yard gain on the completion. He goes right out of bounds. So the Cavemen will get one more play here. They complete pass with about 5 seconds to get that play off. Cavemen trying to decide on their play here. And still in a conference with his receivers.
Yeah. They're sure running out of time. They have no timeouts left, so they're going to have to get it off.
12 seconds on the play clock. Lopez and Leos just jogged into the seconds remaining. They're going to have to snap this one quick. 2 seconds. They get the snap off. Munoz dropping back. Top is intercepted by Cruces. They're going to try and take this one all the way back for a pick 6. And right now still on his feet, but he will be brought down at about the 42-yard line. And that's going to do to the first half. 39-7. The Bulldogs dominant in the first half. The Cavemen holding the Bulldogs to 2 touchdowns in the second quarter after allowing 25 points in the first. We're going to be back here, folks. We're going to take a break here at the half and get with you here shortly.
You're off.
Halftime show. Okay.
Two and a half minutes, or 2:45.
Copy that.
32.
30 seconds. Yeah, just give it quick. Just recount like 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Five.
Okay,
One.
so
You're live.
we're at the half, and the Cavemen are down against the Las Cruces Bulldogs, 39-7. The Las Cruces Bulldogs are the #1 team in the state, and they're showing every bit of why they are. And we'll be back in a few minutes with the second half.
Off.
Perfect. Thank you. Got it.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have to do 3 more breaks. I don't know if you want to do them or if they need a break or one. Sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
1, 2 more breaks.
Yeah, Ruben's here with me. We'll take care of that. You got channel 4 down, right, Ruben? Oh, not channel 4, Mike. Yeah, headphones down. Okay. Thank you for doing that. He was great. What is this out of this world experience? Next year, we're in there.
Hey, Ruben.
Ruben, you're being called on the mic. I don't know what for.
Yes, sir.
I just want to let you know. I don't know if you're watching the World Series, but it's 9-2 right now.
Oh my gosh. I don't want.
And you have 40 seconds.
40 seconds. Copy that. 40. Is he cheering for the other team?
There's 2.
Oop. My team is not playing.
$12. $5.
All right, guys, we're here in Carlsbad as the Cavemen take on the #1 team in the state. It has not gone well at the half, at least so far. 39-7. The Bulldogs have looked dominant. One team style of play has definitely come in handy for them. Offensively, they have been very good on the ground and in the air. Guardiola, the quarterback for Las Cruces, has been great in terms of completion percentage tonight. And Amaro on the ground has been hard to in defense. The Cavemen have had to be able to slow down this Cruces offense, but it has not for much longer than maybe a drive. Cruces team rated in the nation at 487th team overall across the 50 states. In comparison, the Cavemen are nationally ranked at 4,800th in the state. So these two teams, in terms of that, a lot different. But regardless, the Cavemen trying to shock the world here. If they can have themselves one huge second half, this could be possible. It's going to be a huge uphill battle here and a big task for Coach Sanders in the locker room to get his team on track for a big. Is it doable? We're going to be right back. Stick around. You got about 13 seconds left in the half. Cavemen down 32 points.
You're off.
Thank you.
Alejandro Kirk just hit a 2-run home bomb, by the way.
How much time?
He got about 2.5 minutes.
Okay, thanks.